Lixiviat 2024. I'm here with Kakothanasy, brutal death metal from Lausanne. You guys replaced Moom for last minute, and you're the first brutal death metal to enter the festival. How was the show for you?
I was a bit scared since like people are more about grindcore and punk and like out of this scene because we're just definitely in a grindcore festival, but I think people were into it anyway. So
they have to face the fact that brutal death is the best. Just end of discussions here.
Yeah. So how do you manage to like play some guitars in the middle of all this technical mess?
We just try to manage to have rhythmic powerful vocals not that hard because the riffs are quite difficult. Mm-hmm. We just try to make more straight vocals, even though we try to make some specials, but we're working on it.
It's an added percussion, really. I think it's like more. It's just a percussion on top of the rest, but mostly it's 8th note all the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find good singers who are really dedicated. I know one. It's you. And no, but I think it doesn't need a lot because the music is already so intense and complicated that the vocals don't need to be that complicated. So that's achievable for us.
It just needs to be a layer.
Because we're not singers at first, obviously, but again, it's achievable because you don't need so much.
Some people might say that modern death metal has become boring due to the constant emphasis on speed, technicality and brutality at the expense of originality. Do you think there is any truth in this criticism? How do you answer it?
For me, the problem in modern death metal is more about the production. Like the modern production is really boring, like all plastic and thing. And I mean, speed. I don't know if the race has been over for like a long time now. We clock at 280 most of the time. And like in our scene, it's like the regular tempo you go for. So it's not really too fast or too slow. It's just the way we do it. But
it's an average 280 BPM.
I think I half agree because I don't think bands really aim for brutality or anything. They aim for something fake, something that sounds fake, that is overproduced and replaced, and not even like I don't know. They forget a bit the base of this music. That is, it has to be fucking brutal and mean, and for that you need it to sound a bit dirty and like a real band playing. Otherwise, it's not that brutal and dirty and everything. Merci.
Merci beaucoup.
So currently you are preparing a new album. Can you tell more about it?
So we're going to release it with Amputated Vein, the Japanese label, which is a step up first because before we were with Good Grind Record from Lausanne, so we were really
Shout out to
shout out to Good Grind. We did a really good job, but now we want to go a bit further out. And the record is almost done. Only the vocals are left. That's the last thing to actually record, and then it's done. All the instruments are already done, and hopefully it's gonna be out at the end of the year.
For us, it's an improvement in the music, but probably most people will not make a difference at all. But for us, we are happy with the improvement.
Leo, you are a sound engineer, and you recorded the album in DTR studio in Chevornay. So what direction did you choose for the album sound-wise, and are you gonna do the master yourself? Or?
Probably not, but yeah, I think the main goal was to have a really natural sound, so we managed to have a pretty good sounding drums and guitars. We still need to do the reamping as well, but yeah, the main thing is to have real amps, real drum, sounding real, and not so much editing. The thing was really natural, not so much process and stuff. So
it was so much because before we were doing it at our rehearsal room, and in DTR it was so much better. It was really the good call to do that.
yeah, we have a quite big room, so we managed to have room mics, and for the sound of the drums, that's pretty cool. For example.
Yeah.
it.
So Leo, you have been to Lixiviat Festival last year. How did you find this edition in comparison to last year?
Yes. I think both is the best.
So you guys are pretty active in every scene basically. So Flo, you have Cenotaph, Anachronism, and Leo, you have Dry and Shatter, Grotesquerie, and Leo, you have Nasty Face, EPMD2. So do you have news to share about the side projects you're playing in?
We are actually finishing to write a new EP with Dry and Shatter.
Oh, nice.
So we're planning to record it maybe in the end of the summer.
And Leo, any news to share? And you?
With Anachronism, we just write new stuff and take it slow, which is nice.
Yeah.
And with Cenotaph, honestly, I don't really know. I'm kind of distant of the project now.
So last question, what do you think about brutal metal?
I love it.
Do you
This
think
one,
the aim
just
of
for
brutal
you.
metal is to be as fast as we can?
It's all about slamming cumbia from hell and totally march metal. What is the question? It's, hard metal, I love hard metal. Hard Rock Cafe is the best. It's, thank you.
Okay, thank you Kako for playing tonight and very metal.
Merci.